Right now on 2K TV, we're ready. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Raptors in Toronto. For Toronto, they've now won 6 in a row, making it look easy. We'll see if they can keep it going tonight and push it to 7. And the front lines for both teams tonight, powerful, explosive.
We're in the city of Toronto, the home of the Raptors, where we will be broadcasting today's action live. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. Looking at San Antonio, they took the win in their last game against the Memphis Grizzlies. And boy, they got by the skin of their teeth there, winning by 1 point. That was a battle.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, good collective team unity, everyone pitching in, so trying to win for one another. That's a good thing.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, hello there. Spurs coach Greg Popovich made the top 5 in all-time coaching wins last season. When asked about it, Pop said, "It's the most important thing in my life. My grandchildren can take a hike." I don't think he was being serious, guys.
Great stuff, DA. Thanks. When the super teams are dominant game after game, some people are going to ask, what's the point of even playing a game like this?
Well, in the regular season, I hear that all the time, and I sort of laugh at it because this is what the season is about.
Sure.
82-game grind, having competition not only with opponents, but within yourself, within your team, battling for minutes. And we understand that a lot of these teams are built to win in the postseason. The regular season doesn't mean much for them. They're going to qualify for the playoffs, but there are other teams in this league, Kevin, trying to fight to improve. And on nights where you have opportunities to play against that kind of dominant team, a coach can say, see the potential, see what is possible. We just saw it here tonight.
And take some personal pride in your performance.
No doubt about it. And you can stack yourself up against these super teams that roll into your arena to find out exactly where you are. And sometimes winning a game like that for a coaching staff, they can say, let's use this momentum to build on it. We just beat one of the better teams in the league. So psychologically, it works in a lot of ways during a regular season.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for San Antonio, Gay and Aldridge are up front. Then it's White, then it's DeRozan, and it's Forbes in at the shooting guard position. The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Here's Leonard, and no good. Nice D from DeRozan. Here is Forbes, guarded by Green. DeRozan against Leonard. Here's Aldridge. Offline with his 3. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Toronto. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And I know the defense defense wasn't great, but yet and still their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
Here's White. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot.
Always tough to work the closer you get to the basket. Nice job of finding an angle on the pass there.
Here is Lowry. A 14-point game for him in the win against Washington. Lets it go with a three. Rebounded by the Spurs. Last time they met was in San Antonio.
And they cruised to a big win in their last meeting, getting that opposing starting lineup out of the game early with foul trouble.
And let's see if they bring that same attacking mindset with them into this game. They should. It worked like a charm last time, getting so many guys into foul trouble.
Siakam kicks to Leonard. They get a hand on it. It's off his foot. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. Down low, Ibaka. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Ibaka's got his first 2 points of the night. The Spurs have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Three from Gay. Green with the rebound. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Pass to Leonard. Over to the left wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Siakam. Here's Ibaka. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
Wow. Just in shock that he missed that layup. Not a lot of defense there.
The shot's good from Forbes. Forbes has got his second basket.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Now, scratching my head a little bit about how the defense is trying to play this. No one there really contesting the shot.
And his touch inside more than makes up for Lowry's lack of size. He's a terrific finisher in the paint and doesn't miss many once he gets in tight. From distance, when he gets into a rhythm early, it makes this offense a lot more dynamic.
Well, great to get him involved, particularly at the start of the game. This is what keeps guys engaged.
Ibaka, no luck.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Got that bucket in no time at all. DeRozan's got 5.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Now here is Lowry. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter. When you watch Kyle Lowry play, you see how much bigger he is than his stats. There's so many little things on both ends of the floor. I mean, he's a great screen setter, takes charges, all the things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but are important when it comes to winning.
White the pass to Gay. Kicks it to Aldridge. And here's White. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here is Forbes. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul. Gay outside. Aldridge down low. Defended by Ibaka. Here's Gay. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gay's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, you can't give Rudy Gay that type of look. He's going to knock that down more often than not.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Lowry kicks to Siakam. For the three. The shot by Lowry, no good.
Man, it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
Off his foot, and the official saying it was kicked. On defense, the Raptors. 6-point game. The pass to Aldridge. It's stolen by Ibaka. Fast break, Toronto. White against Lowry. Pass to Siakam.
Good job sticking with his man, Rudy Gay, moving on the lateral plane, and then the long arms helping out.
Back to White. Gay kicks to Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. Shot clock at 5. He tries for 3. The shot will not fall. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Leonard looking around. Shoots over DeRozan. And again, no good by Toronto.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. You need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range.
Forbes dishes to White. Passes it to Forbes. He kicks it to Gay. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Good work there as it goes. And the Spurs lead by 8.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Lowry with the ball. Pass to Leonard. Back to Siakam. Three-pointer, Lowry. Offensive rebound, Leonard. And DeRozan sends it back. Leonard with the bucket. San Antonio leading by 6. White the pass to DeRozan. Aldridge kicks to White. Five to shoot. Here's Forbes. And that one comes up a bit short. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Toronto. But Trey. Forbes with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
White against Lowry. And White kicks to DeRozan. And the pass to Aldridge. Gay dishes to White. His first shot coming late. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. So it's Toronto now, trailing here by 8. And the Spurs now in the post-Kawhi Leonard era of the franchise. Greg, how do they recover, do you think?
If any team can survive losing a player of Kawhi's caliber, it's got to be the Spurs. They have good depth, got a good return in the trade, and players will step up. Won't be the power they once were for a while, but they'll rebound in no time.
With today's superstars often joining forces, Brent, we hear some retired legends saying they wanted to beat their rivals, not join their rivals. What do you think?
I saw a lot of joining going on from some of the guys who make those comments, Kevin. So that sort of stuff just eludes me as to where it's coming from. This league has always been dominated by teams that have at least two, if not 3 upper echelon superstar players that end up winning titles. So it's happening now. It happened then. It will continue to happen.
Some changes for Toronto. Marcus All's checked in for Ibaka. OG Anunoby comes in for Pascal Siakam. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Kyle Lowry. And he's good on the second. Raptors trail by 6. Lin kicks to Leonard. Good. Score the basket. Mark him 4 for 8. Shooting 50% so far.
And you know he's so good coming off the pick and roll. But what do you have to take away? There's so many ways Leonard can hurt you offensively.
Poked away. Outside, Green. He dishes it to Leonard. White against Lynn. 5 to shoot. 8 away. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Lynn. Now just a 2-point Spurs lead. Spurs have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. And DeRozan kicks to White. Dishes it to Aldridge. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
So difficult to defend Aldridge inside. He can go around you or shoot over you. Pretty much whatever he wants to do.
Here's Leonard. And the shot is long. Spurs leading by 4. Now White. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Kicks to Aldridge. Fades and shoots. Rebound Kawhi Leonard. Leonard's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Pass to Gasol. Outside, Lynn. Here's on an open. DeRozan defending. Here's Leonard. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Leonard's got 12 in the game.
The strength in that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Gay passes to White. Shoots over Lynn. And it's White missing. Here's on an open. He's covered by Gay. Lynn kicks to Leonard. From deep three-point range, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. It's San Antonio leading by just 2. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. Making his mark in Toronto, guard Kyle Lowry talked about the pioneers of Canadian basketball, like Vince Carter.
Vince Carter really changed the game of basketball in Canada. He created something that is forever lasting. And I think the game of basketball in Canada owes him a lot because he really brought the buzz to the game of basketball in Canada.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Carter's exciting style of play, GA, really energized the whole country.
And playing basketball in a hockey town isn't easy, but Carter really helped get this city and country energized about the game of basketball.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. Guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their D.
There's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
Anunoby out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Marc Gasol. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Lynn in at the 1 spot. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. That's good from DeMar DeRozan. And one item that DeRozan never seems to get enough credit for is his passing, Greg. He is a terrific playmaker.
Ever since DeRozan became a perennial all-star, his passing has improved. I mean, keeps his head up even while attacking with the ball. Great awareness for where his teammates are in terms of relation to his attack after a double team.
One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro step player we have in the game. There's something about the lefties, isn't there, Kevin? We have a hard time figuring
they
a
throw
lefty
you off.
out.
They throw you off automatically just by the left hand.
Right.
Then they add the little sidestep.
And James Harden with the shiftiness and the way he moves the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers. Here's Bellinelli. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Mills can't hit. Fast break. Here we go. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge and the Spurs got through some tension in their relationship early on. Now, Greg Popovich said, it became apparent that it really was me. He'd been in the league for 9 years. I'm not going to turn him into some other player. That was just silly. So we took care of it, and he's been fantastic. Guys?
That's why Pop is the best in the business, DA. He's always going to figure it out. Thanks. Outside Gasol. Leonard against DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Now, here's Bellinelli, guarded by Powell. Mills looking it over. Bellinelli with the 3. Not going to go that time. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Outside Leonard. Outside Lynn. To the wing on the left. A nice shot by Gasol. And the Raptors lead by 2.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And Mills kicks to Bellinelli. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Mills finds Bellinelli. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Yeah, and Bellinelli, very creative, has that ability to get into the heart of the defense.
Here's Leonard. Will not go. This is off the front iron. DeRozan passes to Bellinelli.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
Well, we talk about the D. Let's credit the offense. He attacked right there from the moment he saw the opening, not letting the defense react.
And Leonard gets it to go. The Spurs have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And with Kawhi Leonard, he just does everything well on the floor. Offense, defense, rebounding, runs the floor. I mean, he is one of the more complete players in our league. Can completely take over a game on both ends.
Chance, a look at our 2K leaderboard and the top shooting small forwards at the free throw line during the last month. In the 3rd spot, Kawhi Leonard. And of course, Rudy Gay.
And there are some smooth strokes among that group, guys. I mean, just effortless perfection when they are at the stripe.
To appreciate and admire when they get to the free throw line, it's all about their routine, and their percentages reflect that. Not shy about coming from the wing and driving into the lane aggressively, inviting the D to foul them.
And you can see why the D is willing to just back off and really take their chances with his jump shot.
Bertans kicks to Mills. Passes it to Bellinelli. 6 to shoot. Now Gasol. Pass to Mills. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Gasol's got 4 rebounds in this game. Powell finds Lynn. There's the pass to Gasol. Leonard against DeRozan. Puts up a 3, and that's good. Kawhi Leonard for 3. And it's a 3-point Toronto lead.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Now here's Mills. He's coming off a 22-point game against Memphis. Here's Lynn. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Were those guys back on defense? I didn't see him. Somehow someone missed an assignment. Luckily, he bricked the mid-range.
And Bellinelli kicks to Mills. Let's go. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Here's Leonard. The rebound by the Spurs. Right side, DeRozan. Can they get it? No good on that one. Good D by Gasol. Raptors leading by 3. Feeds it to Leonard. Bertans grabs the board. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Now here's Lynn. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. It's good. Lynn's got the lead up to 3 now for the Raptors.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Mills with it, defended by Lynn. Bellinelli for 3. No good on the shot. Outside Leonard takes the 3. The shot missing.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Bellinelli. And 11 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And I ask you, what can you do? This guy is a...
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And Marco Bellinelli, a player who has always been able to light it up from outside.
And Belly has been on so many teams in his career, but is always a wanted commodity due to his shooting. Very quick and easy way to add outside shooting to a team. He can honestly play a long time just on how badly teams need shooting in our league.
Some changes for Toronto. Serge Ibaka has checked in for OG Anunoby, and Kyle Lowry subbed in for Norman Powell. San Antonio also making some changes. Rudy Gay's checked in for Bertans. Bryn Forbes comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Derek White subbed in for Patty Mills. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. Lowry looking around. To the middle. Here's Leonard. The rebound by the Spurs. Gay's got 5 rebounds tonight. And DeRozan kicks to White. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. DeRozan's got his 3rd assist on the night. Lowry passes to Gasol. Back to Lowry. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. For 3. Basket made. That's his third of the game. He's 3 for 9 now. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now here's Gasol. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And White kicks to DeRozan. Over Leonard. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Got to make those shots. Not sure how he missed it. The defense was just okay.
Outside, Lynn. Outside, Lowry. Out to Ibaka. A three from Leonard. The shot, no good. Nice D from DeRozan. To the inside, Gasol. Rejected by Gasol. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Ibaka. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
You know, and Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
Two shots.
Free throw good. Serge Ibaka. And with Ibaka at one point would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooters.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. And some great passing here so far. Let's check out this chart that breaks down where the assists have been coming from for the Spurs.
And their guards are taking on the majority of the passing and assisting for the team. Just as you might expect, the bigs doing their part by getting to good spots inside and making themselves available.
Now here's Gay. 5 points in the game. Here's Aldridge. Rejected by Gasol. Pass to Lynn. From 12 feet out. And DeMar DeRozan pulls it down. Spurs trail by 4. White left side. Gay outside. He kicks to White. From deep. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 8 rebounds in this game. Three-pointer, Lowry. The shot misses. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. DeRozan in the corner. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Raptors leading by 4. Here's Lynn. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lynn's got his second bucket.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
Gasol against Aldridge. Here's Gay, and the rejection by Leonard.
Now let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking. And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
And for Lynn, missing the season last year, he's just glad to be back. His playmaking and creativity is something that this team needs. As long as he's healthy and playing aggressively, he'll be an effective guard option.
And the Raptors making a change here. Siakam's checked in. And that one falls for Lynn.
And Lynn has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend.
Now here's White. He's got 5. To the inside. Here's Aldridge. And that one, good. Aldridge has got his third basket of the night.
There's that 7'5" wingspan coming into play. Aldridge easily making that look inside.
Leonard against Gay. Right side Lowry launches a three. Unable to get that one. Got it up. A shot off that time. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Toronto. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points and counting. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just coming in the game relaxed, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 block. And let's get your thoughts, big fella, on the Raptors.
The composure of Kawhi Leonard, even while he's destroying you, doesn't talk, doesn't try to stare people down, just goes out there and dismantle the opponent.
Kenny, how do you think San Antonio played?
Well, I think their problem is rebounding, Ernie. You know, when you're trying to come back in a game, every possession counts because each possession can turn into points, and you need to cut that deficit quickly.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
The evening commute has plenty of people on the move here tonight in Toronto, where we welcome you back. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
Yeah, those extra possessions, considering how hard it can be sometimes to find offense, become invaluable.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Here's White. Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Gay and Aldridge are up front. Then it's DeRozan. Then it's White. And it's Forbes in at the 2-guard. Ibaka, no luck. Spurs trail by 7. Gay outside. Here is Forbes. Lets it go with a 3. Gay can't get it to go. DeRozan against Leonard. There's the dish to Lowry. And Siakam has it in the corner. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists now in this one.
Yeah, and this team depends on Lowry. I mean, so skilled at creating shots for himself or his teammate.
Now here's Gay. The wide open look here for Aldridge. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Aldridge has got 8 points.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy play right there. You're hoping that the guy misses the shot without really doing your job in challenging it.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, we see new players coming into prominence for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, Greg Popovich gives his veterans credit for accepting it gracefully and helping the young guys be successful. He says it's a tribute to their character and awareness. Kevin?
Well, they certainly have established a great culture in San Antonio. Really something. DA, thank you. And Danny Green, a terrific shooter who also, Greg, happens to give you great production on defense.
Yeah, and I have to say, Green's probably alone in history with his shooting and defense. Only player to ever have 6 or more seasons with at least 50 blocks and 73s. You know, it might be arbitrary checkpoints, but nevertheless, it illustrates just what Green brings to the table, a consistent 3 and D player.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. And Forbes kicks to Aldridge. Just 4 to shoot. Over Ibaka. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Aldridge.
Not many, if any, bigs in the league have a more proficient mid-range game. Aldridge with the soft touch there.
Lowry against Aldridge. Inside. From 13, and Serge Ibaka, the bucket on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists now tonight.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Aldridge. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Here's Lowry, banked in off the glass. Lowry's got 10.
And it looks like they left their defensive effort back in the locker room, guys. They just haven't had the same commitment here defensively in the second half.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And the way Kawhi Leonard has evolved his offensive game is pretty remarkable. After coming out of San Diego State, came into the league as just a defensive stopper, and now really, truly a two-way star and one of the deadliest scorers when he needs to be.
These are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA, showing you the top shooting teams in the league. That's the name of the game, putting the ball in the basket. In the third spot, the Spurs.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
Pass to White. Here is Forbes. Kicks to Gay. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Aldridge. Ibaka with some nice D.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Plays it up off the glass. Green's got his second bucket of the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
White drives in. Good work defensively by Lowry. And it's the Raptors' ball. They're on a 12-4 run.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Fast break Toronto. Goes up the baseline. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Yeah, defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
Lowry. And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession. Mills, who's checked in for Bryn Forbes. San Antonio on defense. 17-point game. Clock at 6. Here's Siakam. And again, Toronto no up. And so it's Mills who will bring it up for San Antonio. Gay finds Mills. Outside DeRozan. Pass to Aldridge. The A pass to Mills. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Mills has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Pass to Ibaka. Over Aldridge. Shots good by Ibaka. And the Raptors lead by 16.
And a multiple-time all-defensive first-teamer, Ibaka has really rounded out the offensive part of his game.
To the middle. Here's Aldridge. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Now here's Gay. 5 points in the game. Shoots from 14. Misses off the left iron.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now. A bit out of rhythm.
We love the sneakers these players wear. Now so many different styles. A lot of different signature shoes out there.
I'm not really a sneakerhead myself, Kevin. I didn't really fall down that rabbit hole, but I know some guys in the league, and we've seen photos of their closets at home filled with
hundreds.
Not hundreds. I've seen guys pushing thousands of pairs of shoes. Now that is dedication.
Worth a lot of money.
No doubt about it. And some of the guys, Kevin, don those specialty sneakers in big-time games. And the one guy that comes to mind for me is P.J. Tucker. Lots of play from P.J. Tucker about some of the things that he strapped on last year during the finals.
Pau Gasol's checked in for the Spurs. Davis Bertans comes in for Rudy Gay. And he makes both free throws. And here's White. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at Golden State. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And checking out San Antonio, 9.5 games behind.
And you know, for the Spurs, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they'd hope they'd be, but they're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture.
Hits the front of the rim and out. The Spurs trail by 16. Outside, White. He kicks to Mills. 5 to shoot. DeRozan. Offensive rebound. And Gasol gets it to go. Gasol's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, what stellar work from Gasol there, throwing himself against the glass and doing whatever it takes to find a second chance opportunity.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 10. Passes it to Gasol. Off target from outside. Spurs trail by 14. Pass to White. Outside Gasol. Here's DeRozan. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
They are just killing him on the interior. And when you look at DeRozan and how he's, transformed himself the last few years, he has become one of the more efficient scorers at a loaded shooting guard position. And some could argue he is one of the best guards in the entire league at this point of his career.
One shot.
And that one misses. And with DeMar DeRozan, do you see him, Greg, potentially being an MVP winner during his career?
I mean, I think he's headed in that direction already. When you look at how he's progressed each and every year, his team is always competitive in large part to what he does out on the floor. I wouldn't bet on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was named MVP before it's all said and done.
Here's White after Toronto got the three-pointer. Gasol passes to DeRozan. Leonard with the steal. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Leonard's got 23 points.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard, an MVP candidate. Why? Well, they're the reasons right there. One of the best two-way players we've seen in the past 5 years.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And they simply have no answer right now for what he's doing to them. He is making them pay.
Take a look at the numbers for Siakam. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. Averaging 21 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
His instincts naturally are to score the basketball. That ability to find the creases in the defense is something you just don't teach, and it's awesome.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 13, 6 to shoot. Here's White, rejected by Gasol, and he gets it back. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Raptors leading by 17. Lowry kicks to Siakam. San Antonio with the rebound. Berton's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Knocks it loose, and there's the pass to White. Mills with it from the arc. No good that time.
That's where I like the shot selection. The defense cannot afford to give up wide open shots. They dodged the bullet there.
Lowry with the ball. He's got 10. Back to Siakam. Leonard against DeRozan. They get the rebound. Gasol comes up empty down low. Spurs trail by 17. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And White kicks to Mills. Pass to Bertans. To end the cold streak. Mills can't hit.
Really excellent defense there. They know he's capable of knocking it down from the outside, and they could not have played him better.
Here's a look at what's coming up for Toronto. On Sunday, they'll defend home court against the Orlando Magic. Then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford. and the Boston Celtics.
And it's going to be home game after home game after home game for this group. So they got a great chance to string together a number of wins given how strong they've been playing.
And the first one drops.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Norman Powell's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. The Spurs also with the sub. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Davis Bertans. Both good from the line that time.
It felt like he was a little hesitant in the first half, but really he's amping himself up here and battering around to get himself to the free throw line.
Brent, for as long as Coach Popovich has been at the top of this game, what really is there left to say?
I don't think there's much more you say on a professional level, but there's a lot to be said about the compassion and the things that Pop has done on a personal level for years behind the scenes, championing guys on his staff, supporting not only current players but former players on his team. The interesting thing for Pop the last couple of years is just how outspoken he's been in terms of the equality, not just around the NBA but around our nation, and some of the statements he's made that have garnered a lot of political attention. Greg Popovich not afraid to express some of the things that maybe deep down we all believe in.
Here's White after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Outside, White kicks it to Poeltl. Shoots over Powell. Nice shot by Poeltl. Poeltl's got his first points of the night.
And the soft hands of Poeltl on display there. Just has such a nice stroke from the mid-range.
Gasol dishes to Powell, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. Raptors have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
And such an important contributor to his team's success over the years. It's amazing that Green was a second-round pick and coming out of a big school at that.
Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Danny Green. Then for the Spurs, Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeRozan. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Patty Mills. Now here is Lowry. 12 points for him. Here is Forbes. Lowry covering. And White kicks to Gasol. Passes it to Forbes. Back to Gasol. That's a 2 from Bellinelli. Poeltl. Rebound by the Raptors. Gasol's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And a wide open look for Lin. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists now in the game. And so it's Toronto in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Raptors leading by 23. They've got Lowry. Also Jeremy Lin out there. Powell is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Siakam in at the power forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
White the pass to Bellinelli. He kicks it to Poeltl. They are now showing NBA games in virtual reality. You and I have actually seen some examples of that. They can recreate almost any angle. Have you gotten a headset?
I haven't gotten a headset, Kevin, but I have watched it. You and I have talked about it several times.
Many times.
It's an amazing experience, and it will only get better. But I really think about if I was a kid growing up in Germany or Italy, and I had an opportunity to pull on a pair of goggles and to watch the game's greatest players from a seat at half court or the cameras that they set up underneath the goal at either end. What a fantastic way to be enveloped by the NBA game.
It's a cool view.
It's a very cool view, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah. Al Lin following Rudy Gay's three-point attempt. The shot by Lowry, no good.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
That three off the mark.
Well, the D looks like they're laying off just a little bit. He made 1 3 in the first half, but they're still daring him to shoot, and he can't make them pay for it.
Now here's Lin. Here's Siakam. With the teardrop. Outside, Lin. Pass to Lowry. Here's Siakam. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 8 now on the night. Spurs have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Outside, White. And there's the pass to Forbes. Knocked away. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Brent, they're always trying to make the All-Star game itself more competitive. Is that an important thing to do?
I don't think overall it's important to do it, Kevin. I mean, it is an exhibition, but I do like the attentiveness of the players over the past couple of years talking about how it is they want to approach the game. It ends up being a high-scoring affair with a lot of highlights, but overall, it's not the most important thing for the weekend.
Now here's Lin. Shoots. And again, no good by Toronto. Here's Gay. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Adept at converting at the mid-range. Rudy Gay, when he gets room to shoot, he's not going to think about it 2 times.
Here's Boucher. His three-pointers off the mark. For San Antonio, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play. And Rudy Gay, Greg, has always been a fantastic scorer since he came into the NBA.
And Gay doesn't do as much scoring as he once did, but he has become more efficient. Doesn't have plays ran for him, gets looks through his instinct. And as he's gotten older, Gay has become even more crafty with how he scores.
Pretty consistent player when healthy, and nice to see Rudy Gay working back to this kind of athletic prowess.
Powell kicks to Ibaka. Pass to Lin. That's tipped and stolen by Gay. In transition, here come the Spurs. Lays it up off the glass.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
Lin looking it over. No good again that time.
And even though it didn't go down, he did some nice work to get that inside.
Passes to Forbes. Well, we know that Dr. James Naismith came up with the idea when he was teaching at the YMCA. But as far as skill development, Brent, some feel that maybe in the skill category that the USA has fallen behind a little bit. Do you agree?
I think what the United States is doing on that level between your late grade school years and AAU programs in particular and your high school years, that they're trying to address this issue and get ahead of it a little bit. For years, there was a 10-year or 15-year gap about European players being schooled and being in institutions where they were basically young professionals from the age of 12 to 14 having school and basketball ball and being at a facility for just those things specifically. The last few years, there's been a lot of concern with players being more adept and more skilled here in the States. The change is coming.
And San Antonio has possession. The Raptors getting the bucket. And Bellinelli kicks to Gay. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Toronto calls timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
Checked in for the Raptors. Green comes in for Norman Powell. And stolen by Aldridge. To the paint. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Do you think it seems like young players are more receptive to stints in the G League than they were in the past?
I feel that way.
Seems that way, yeah.
Like the stigma of what was used to be the D League, and maybe it was because those were the grades that I had, that you felt a little weird about it. But now that it's the G League, and now that, like we talked about, almost half the players last year had some kind of touch with the G League, I think that stigma has mostly gone away.
Are you saying you were a G student?
Well, when I gave my mom my report card, she said, "Gee, you got 4 A's."
Now, here is Ibaka. Shot clock at 6. And that's collected by Gay. Gay's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Mills finds Gay. It's good from long range. Gay's got 13 points in the second half.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Now here's Lynn. He's tightly guarded. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
And DeRozan kicks to Aldridge. He dishes it to Gay. No good that time. 80 that time from Leonard. Ibaka right side. Over Aldridge. San Antonio with the rebound. Lets it go from deep. That shot missing.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
Leonard against Gay. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Here are the Spurs with the ball. They're on a 15-4 run. The shot's good from Forbes. And here's Lynn. He'll bring it up for Toronto. 16-point lead. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. Over Aldridge. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
There's that length and anticipation. Hard to get the ball over Aldridge in that scenario.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Anunoby. And again, no good by Toronto. Spurs trail by 16. Here's Gay, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. first one falls for him. And the Raptors with some changes. Marc Gasol is checked in for Ibaka. Pascal Siakam comes in for OG Anunoby. And Kyle Lowry subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Derek White's checked in for the Spurs. Rudy Gay hits them both.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
Raptors leading by 14. Lowry kicks to Leonard. Down low. That's good from Gasol on the assist by Leonard. Leonard's got 5 assists in the game. San Antonio's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Here's White. And it's sent back by Leonard. Green with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. Right side Gasol. Buries it down low.
And he knows how to make good use of his size in that low block. And Gasol's inside game is very refined. There's a smoothness to how he approaches it.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And guys, veteran Danny Green moving north last summer as part of the Kawhi Leonard trade. Now in a Toronto Raptors uniform.
Yeah, and not the big name in that deal, obviously, but an important piece. Green is shown to be a very capable 3-and-D guy, and it's the next chapter in what has been a solid career for him.
Chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
These fans love him, and tonight he's given them plenty to cheer about. Now, here's DeRozan. Shoots over Leonard. DeRozan, that's good.
Well, Picasso couldn't have drawn that up any better. Perfect execution off the inbounds.
White against Lowry. Here's Leonard. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got his 9th assist in the game now.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Now here's DeRozan. Aldridge looking for an opening. Kicks it to Gay. Just 5 on the clock. From about 16, Green with the rebound. Toronto leading by 18. Dishes to Leonard. 1:51 left to play here in the fourth. Outside Lowry. This one for 3. Toronto with the fresh shot clock.
You know, he's usually very reliable from out there, but tonight it's just not going down.
Gay can't hit. Toronto's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. Lowry kicks to Gasol. Outside, Green. Raptors moving the ball around. Leonard draws the double. From deep 3-point range, and the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Raptors.
Starting 5 must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
And they not only lightened the load, the subs did nothing less than guarantee a win.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, he really contributed down there on the offensive end. Seemed like he was hitting anything he was putting up.
No good from Gasol. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Mills can't hit. Outside Leonard. Inside, here's Lowry. No good, in and out, off the rim. Here's Mills, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And this is where Mills' strong ball handling ability comes in. A great dribble move.
Outside Leonard. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Jeremy, it really looked like defense got you guys going tonight and got them off their game.
Yeah, I mean, this might have been the hardest that we played, collectively for a whole game in a while. And I think everybody who really stepped out on the floor, they gave everything they had, and it was just great to see.
Really was telling, Jeremy, how you guys got going. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you next time.